Hey everybody, and welcome back to part 3 of Chroma Q Vista training. Today we'll be talking about effects. So when working with effects, first things first, let's narrow down what we're actually looking at. So in the top right hand side, select the Smart Effects tab, and then click the box that says Selected Fixtures. What that does is it shows only the effects that are applied to the fixtures we're working on. So let's go ahead and add an effect. For this example, I'm going to select my wash lights on the back wall. So we'll select New Effect, and let's start out with an intensity effect. You can see we have a couple different options here, and the first one is rate. So we'll set the rate to how fast our song is. We can also adjust the rate in terms of music. So you see this says ×1, ×2, 1/2. We can adjust these options to get half notes, quarter notes, eighth notes, whatever we want. You'll notice next that we have a sizing option. This is basically just how noticeable the effect is. The closer we get to 0, the more transparent the effect is. Just below that option, you'll see waveforms. This is how the lights behave as they turn on and off. Let's take a look at a few examples. Sine waves are more smooth, as square waves are more choppy. Sawtooth is a little bit of a mixture of both, and ramps are pretty smooth as well. So now let's adjust our sequence a little bit. Since they're all blinking at different times, we could adjust their stagger. So go to the Sequence tab, and in the Stagger section, type in 0. That makes all of the lights blink at the same time. We'll go ahead and set that back to 100, and then let's check out the fan curve at the bottom. The fan curve on the left shows us that the sequence is in sequential order. The fan curve in the middle shows us that the sequence starts from the ends. And the fan curve on the right shows us that the sequence starts in the middle. So just below the fan curve options, we have blocking and repeats. Blocking allows us to group lights together, so if we type in the number 2, it allows us to group 2 lights together at a time. Repeat tells you how many blocks are in each sequence, so if you look below in the preview, it gives you a visual representation of how the lights are laid out in the sequence. Let's go ahead and stop this effect by clicking the Stop button, and let's add a position effect. Make sure you're still selected on the correct lights, select New Effect, and select Position. You'll see that the position effect is very similar to the intensity effect, except there's a couple extra things. Down here at the bottom we have shapes, and this is literally the shape the light moves in. You'll see we have circles, squares, straight lines, triangles, figure eights, all kinds of crazy stuff. On top of that, we have width, height, rotation, and reverse. We can adjust how wide our effect goes in the room, how high it is, its rotation starting point, and we can even reverse its starting point. Just as in the intensity effect, we have sequence settings that we can adjust. A really cool feature of the position effect is in the advanced section, and it's called offset. By changing the offset, we actually change the starting point of the effect. So that's pretty much all you need to know about Smart Effects. Now that we've used Smart Effects, let's actually build some effects manually. So let's build an intensity effect. Let's select our lights and turn them up to 100%. Now let's select the timeline icon. You'll see our intensity parameter is over here on the left side, and we'll open that up. So what I want to do is I want to make 3 specific hits on the beat with our lights. What I'm going to do is set the first 2 lights to hit at 0 when the cue is fired. Then I can guess where the second 2 lights are going to hit and try to line it up. After that, I'll do the last pair of lights. I'll continue to adjust and play the cue back until it hits right on the beat. Boom! You just created your first ever manual effect in Vista. Amazing. That's as far as we'll get into effects for this video, but feel free to play around a little bit more. We'll see you next time.